Alien Files Part 56, UFO Burns.
The Pentagon released a 1,500-page report about confirmed incidents and medical data where people had sustained radiation burns, nerve damage, brain damage, paralysis, and marks left on their bodies, and experienced time loss.
One of the most well-documented stories is the Falcon Lake incident, or the Manitoba UFO case. On May 20th, 1967, Stefan Michalak was out prospecting near a vein of quartz in his free time. He saw two cigar-shaped objects with a reddish glow hovering about 50 yards away. He recounted one descending onto a flat rock and taking on the disc form. The other one remained for a few minutes before taking off. Stefan sketched the craft over the next 30 minutes, believing it to be a government experimental craft. When he eventually approached it, he recalled a sulfur smell and warm air, as well as a whirling sound of motors and hissing of air. A door opened to bright panels of various colors, flashing lights, and murmurs of talking inside. When he got closer, he noted the metal was smooth and had no visible seams, but didn't see any people or living beings inside. He stepped away and the doors closed and sealed. He touched the craft and his gloved fingertips melted. The craft turned counterclockwise and he saw a grid of holes. A burst of air or gas blasted him through those holes, pushing him backwards and lighting his shirt and cap on fire. He ripped the items off as the craft flew away.
This encounter left him disoriented and nauseous. He stumbled and vomited through the forest into his motel room. He went back home and was treated for burns at the hospital, where the burns on his chest and stomach turned into raised sores. For several weeks afterward, he suffered from headaches, blackouts, diarrhea, and weight loss. His son said the smell of sulfur was filling the hospital room, emanating from his father.
This case was investigated intensely by several levels of government. Stefan's gloves and shirt were retrieved from the site of the encounter and analyzed, but no one could determine what had caused the burns. The landing site was devoid of moss and vegetation growing in the other areas of the same rock and a 15-foot diameter. Samples from the soil and clothing were highly radioactive. They also found metal melted into the cracks of the rock.
Still sick in 1968, with reoccurring burns showing up on his chest and still having blackouts, after visiting the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota and spoke with a psychiatrist, it was determined that he was pragmatic and down to earth. He does not make up stories. He never wavered or changed his story in any way until the day he died in 1999 at 83 years old.